Welcome to Friday, August 18th, 2023, your day weather podcast brought to you by Cowboy State Daily. Well, a lot of moving parts to the weather. As you see, Hurricane Hilary forming there. We'll talk about Hilary here in a moment. First things first, though, what we're going to see today and tomorrow is an uptick in thunderstorm activity across the Rockies and across some of the western high plains. There's a bit of a bigger influx of moisture that's not affiliated with Hilary that'll be coming in the Rockies and high plains today. So there's going to be a bit more in the way of afternoon and evening thunderstorms around most areas today. And Saturday, we're actually going to see a decrease in thunderstorm coverage on Sunday. Then Sunday into Tuesday, Hilary will dominate. What's left of Hilary drifts in and will slowly go to the east. And what that will do is the leftovers. Leftovers meaning the clouds, the energy, the moisture will then drift across the Rockies early next week, bringing clouds and bringing showers and thunderstorms further east into the region. And then, as we hinted at over the last couple of days, there's going to be a possible Gulf of Mexico system that could actually go westward across the Gulf into Texas and then may drift towards parts of the high plains and Rockies next week. Some question marks on it, so it's not a given, but we'll show you what at least is one possible scenario. So the tropics dominating the weather here over the next 5 to 7 days. There's the big high over Oklahoma and Kansas by late afternoon and evening, with Hilary becoming a category probably at least a 4 as it really is intensifying and there's been no major deviation in track. But for today and tomorrow, I want you to notice the green and the blue up here. So there's been an influx of subtropical moisture that's gone up north into these areas, and it is drifting slowly eastward. So for today and tomorrow, we're going to see thunderstorm activity increase in this moisture field right here. Here's Hilary's moisture right there. So you can see there's really not much of a connection. So this drifts overhead today and Saturday. So here's your pattern of afternoon and evening thunderstorms today. Notice they're a bit more widespread, and they're coming across the divide now and getting further east out on into the plains. So a better chance of thunderstorm activity in the region. This is where the outlook is for today. Some strong thunderstorms possibly down into Arizona and southwest Montana. Tomorrow, now we start to see a little bit of a connection. Here's Hilary and here's the subtropical moisture. So Saturday, a fair amount of moisture will be in the air. High pressure, underneath the high pressure is a lot of dry air here. This dry air circulating around the high, but on the edges of the high, there's the moisture. This is the thunderstorm forecast by Saturday afternoon and evening, again, in the similar areas that we're going to see today. And there's your general outlook for thunderstorms on Saturday. By Sunday, though, we're going to see some drier, more stable air coming up here, and now we're going to start to see the thunderstorm activity from Hilary by late Sunday into Sunday night beginning to push into the region. Gulf of Mexico, coastal areas here start to see the action as well. So we will see in this part of the world right here on Sunday kind of a drop off in the thunderstorms after 2 days of them getting a bit more busy. And there you can see the arch of the thunderstorm development that will be happening on Sunday. So that takes us through Sunday. An uptick in subtropical moisture, temperatures are going to continue to be very warm, and thunderstorms are going to be a bit more prevalent. But as we can see, Hilary now really starting to get itself organized with a very large eye, and there's been really no shift in the outlook in terms of its direction or track. There still is time for the track to get off course a little bit, vary a little bit more to the east, vary a little bit more to the west, so you got to keep that in mind. But it looks like the general trend we've been talking about of it heading north-northwest is right on track. And here's the latest from the National Hurricane Center. The M means major hurricane, H means a hurricane of a lower intensity, and then S means tropical storm. So as it crosses the northwest corner of the Baja here, it is going to weaken over the mountains there significantly. But it could be a low-level tropical storm by the time it crosses into the U.S. and then dissipates into a tropical depression very quickly. Just too much terrain here for the tropical storm to maintain itself. But it's just going to dump a lot of high humidity air and energy into the far west. So there's been maybe a little bit more of an eastward shift in the track here over the last 24 hours. Look at this, a tropical depression all the way up to Boise. So that's going to be really interesting to watch here this weekend and into Monday and Tuesday of next week. Here's the highest wind field. You can see Southern California's deserts and even into San Diego, maybe all the way up to near LA. There's going to be some heavy winds with this system. So weather about ready to get, well, real western in the western United States. Here's the flash flooding potential from the National Hurricane Center. So you can see there's a large area here with these thunderstorms that have the ability to tap into the subtropical moisture. You could just get some very, very heavy rainfall. So the deserts of California are going to see probably the heaviest amount of rain, Las Vegas as well, and far western areas of Arizona. Now, here we go with the comparison of the modeling, like we've showed you all week. So we'll be consistent here and show you the same models. Here's the European model, and you're going to see that there's definitely consistency in this arch. What this arch is right there is the deepest moisture going around the big high pressure system that's right here. It's just a matter of where the axis of the deepest moisture and instability will be with the remnants of this hurricane, where the heavier moisture will be. But it's quite remarkable. We're going to see the heavy rain potential go all the way into southern Alberta, into parts of Saskatchewan, even into Manitoba as it goes that far north. So here's the European, here's the Canadian, here's the American model, and then here's the icon out of Germany. So there's a lot of consistency, but there is some deviation a little bit more to the west on the Canadian and the American model compared to the European and the icon as well. And that's going to make a difference for you folks in the Sierras. The Sierras are going to get some rain, but parts of central and northern California could either get just kind of scraped there or have a better chance of rain depending on these model solutions here. Now, this is through Tuesday. What I'm showing you through is through Tuesday. And so you can see we're getting everything converging into basically the same outlook, with Nevada and California getting into the heaviest moisture right there. So an impressive situation. We're going to see what develops as we go forward. Now, I want to talk about next week. Next week, here's this Gulf of Mexico system right here. Doesn't look like much, does it? But that little circle right there is a tropical wave that's going to be forming around here over the next couple of days. Then we'll head westward. Notice what happens when we kind of put this in animation. So here it is. And even though it doesn't look like much, notice it goes right around here. It goes around the high. It goes clockwise around the high, just like this. Again, it doesn't look like much, but there is going to be a lot of very moist, unstable air with this system. Basically, what it's saying is it's going to go across South Texas, curve into eastern areas of New Mexico, possibly go into eastern Colorado, then curve back around into the Midwest. Not sure this is going to happen. We're not saying it is, but it is on the table. And if it does develop, what is likely going to happen is you can see in the precipitable water right here, follow it. That could bring very heavy rain along my arrow here, my black arrow trail here. That wave could end up being something east of the divide into the plains that has tropical origins. So that's the next thing to watch once we get done with Hilary. Have yourself a good weekend. If you're a weather watcher, we'll have fun watching.